Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to do a new team testing for Plague Creeper. As of right now, Zeeebo has updated the Graveborn team including Cecia in it. And there have been some people mentioning maybe Resonating Spell would be better to try in that team rather than Tidecall, because in the Graveborn team there aren't going to be as many ultimate casts as compared to the Lightbearer team. So potentially the Resonating Spell could be better. People have wanted to try Thoran in place of Ludovic and see whether the team can survive, in which case it could even be an upgrade to Ludovic. For today I only have one more attack left, so I want to try Resonating Spell and have Lily May receiving the Resonating Spell buff, because she deals the most damage in this team, and with the Graveborn team with Cecia in it instead of Viperian. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it and see whether we can get back to rank 1. Also, my resonating level will be higher on the heroes compared to the previous test I did, because we have now 561 on my damage carries. On the previous test when I got 10 billion damage, it was level 551 on the carries, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a new record right now. And this is just like kind of fun to do all of this testing, but don't worry about resetting your faction talent tree until we've kind of come up with the overall top performing heroes, because in any way really your maximum score is only important right at the end of the boss, because that will determine your ranking, and we have some days before that is going to happen. So we'll try Ludovic here. With his charms he gives an attack buff to the ally, place one tile behind him. Okay, and the other two heroes will be Lily May and Rainier. And another thing that has been mentioned is that Cecia actually is counted at this as the sacrifice. I didn't know, because when you look at the information of the rearmost hero, it always indicates this slot, but I guess if these two are your prime carriers, for example Lily May and Carolina, then they're not calculated into the rearmost, and Cecia is the one counted, so her stats are going to be contributed a percentage to both Lily May and Carolina. So we're going to try Resonating Spell on Lily May. Let's see whether we can get a new record with this team. Yeah, but so far I've been a big fan of the Graveborn team. I like it a lot. I really want to pay attention to how much damage our team is taking and whether we could replace a hero here for Thoran. Like, I'm thinking replacing Ludovic for Thoran, maybe in this same slot, because it looked like Carolina took a burst of damage at the beginning of the fight. But if we have Thoran Soul Pacting her, that can protect her. Okay, let's take a look. Cecia seems pretty safe in the front, and she's not really getting much healing because the Everbloom field is on the back allies that we have. And I think the other thing is that Cecia's Mr. Carlisle summon is taking most of the aggro from the boss. So that can also protect your team, and maybe, yeah. Thoran, I think Thoran might be an upgrade for Ludovic, because Ludovic doesn't do much in this team, like in the sense of damage. It's really only if you needed the healing to survive, and it looks like it might not be needed. Okay, the damage already is really high, 6 billion, 41 seconds left. It will all come down to how much damage Lily May can deal to the boss and how quickly we can kill the Plague Rots. Also, it's been pretty much confirmed that the Graveborn faction talent that causes your prime carriers to gain 10% attack and defenses on a kill of a non-summon enemy, it is going off when killing the Plague Rots. So they are considered non-summon enemies. Okay, 19 seconds left. Now we have to burst the boss if we want to get a high damage output. Look at that. Lily May, one hit from her ultimate and it was like 0.6 billion damage. Okay, it looks like we're going to be setting a new record here. The question is, can we get a top 1 position, or can we at least get over 11 billion damage? I'm hoping we can get over 11 billion. And okay, so looking pretty good. 11.2 billion damage. Can we push it even further? 3 seconds left on the clock. There we go. 11.6 billion damage with Resonating Spell on Lily May, with Zeebo's setup with Cecia, but we've just replaced the Tidecall spell for the Resonating Spell. And I'm thinking tomorrow I'm definitely going to try running Thoran here instead of the Ludovic. And in total it is 11.5 billion damage. The calculation is a little bit off in the score meter, so they subtracted a little bit, but overall really good damage. Mainly again Lily May, the the prime, like the major contributor of damage, and Resonating Spell helped her even more. Cecia and Carolina. So yeah, this is a great team to try, and you would ideally need plus 10 exclusive equipment on Carolina and Lily May, and the higher you can get them, even better. But plus 10 is really the big break point for increasing your team's damage, because then she shreds enemies by 25% magical defense. Ludovic, some people have tried him at lower copies, like lower ascension. Maybe you can try him. And anyway, I'm suspecting I'm gonna try Thoran tomorrow, soul pacting the Carolina, and maybe that will be even better, because Thoran will increase your damage dealt to the boss. Ludovic is only here for healing and that minor attack buff from his charms to the Carolina. So I think Thoran probably will be a part of the overall best performing team. Okay, so overall I'm really happy with that testing. Just to briefly recap my faction talent tree for Graveborns, I've gone for all of the offensive stats, and but you can also go for these defensive stats. They're pretty cheap to upgrade, and it could help if we're going to be shifting away from Ludovic and having like a no healer comp. But the important one, and if you're going to go for a one buff tile version of this Graveborn team, it can work. And so for example, if you're not able to reset your faction talents, but you still want to try this, as long as you have this major skill ability, this is the important one, giving the 10% attack and magical physical defense upon assisting or defeating a non-summon enemy, and this is going to trigger on the Plague Rots. We're pretty sure about that, and so this is going to increase your damage by a lot, and then also have this this upgrade and then this attack stat, and you're pretty much good to go even without going into stage 2. But of course it will be the best if you can get an extra buff tile. The damage output, you cannot compare the two, and this will have way higher damage, but even this team, for example, can get up to 7-8 billion damage, I believe, if your resonating level is high enough, and it should easily be able to get to that 5 billion mark you need to get the maximum 30 chests. Okay, so overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I think probably Tidecall spell is definitely best for the Lightbearer comp with so many ultimate casts. But for the Graveborn comp, the raw damage increase from Resonating Spell might be better. We'll have to do more testing. I think they're really close, honestly, because even in the Graveborn comp, there are a lot of ultimate casts. But Cecia is definitely an upgrade to Viperian in that comp. And even when we were going through that comp and we were running for the first time earlier today, and the video I made, I wasn't exactly sure what Viperian role was. I guess it was just kind of to be the sacrifice and then also contribute a bit of AoE damage, but Cecia does that job better. So she is an upgrade to Viperian in that comp, and if you have her built up, you should be running her instead. As long as also you have her elite magic charms, this is really useful. Increases damage dealt by 15% to an enemy for each stat debuff inflicted on the enemy by a different caster. This will increase the damage output by a lot because there are a lot of debuffs in your team. So anyway guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see all of you guys in the next video. So as soon as the reset happens, I'm going to be planning to test the Thoran team and maybe some other teams that come out. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.